We've got, obviously, it was a huge weekend in college basketball. Looking back, each of the top 6 ranked teams, they lost on the road, which is incredibly notable. A lot of people shouting out Duke after the fact. Vault them to number 1. Auburn fell to Tennessee. You had Arkansas beat Kentucky. So the Vols, the Razorbacks, the Wildcats, they're all 1 game behind Auburn for the regular season conference title. So before we look ahead to the games tonight, obviously, we still have Auburn as conference favorites at minus 350 here, Jules. Anything this weekend, though, change your mind about that SEC winner?
Not really. Auburn has to slip up again, basically, to let it go, and then it's who can seize it the most. There is a Kentucky game that is still on the docket, I believe. So they and Kentucky will be motivated, coming off that loss to Arkansas. I had Arkansas -2. Ouch, of a push there, but better than 2.5. I think the SEC is unbettable at this point. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be betting things with a week left in the season, because you can find a spot where there's a game that maybe, isn't being factored into the futures price enough and get an edge. So I don't disagree with the theory. I just don't think the SEC is the conference to do it in right now.
So, Collin, I mentioned Auburn. You also have Tennessee plus 400, Arkansas plus 700, Kentucky, who Jules mentioned, at plus 8,000. What stands out to you here?
Unfortunately, I just don't see a path for any of those smaller teams because Auburn has a 1-game lead and 2 to play. So right now you would need them to lose to Mississippi State because they're not going to lose on senior day at home. This South Carolina team that is just not in the same league in talent. So you would have to get Auburn to lose at Mississippi State, possible because MSU's been very good at home this year. But then Arkansas has tiebreak on Auburn, so they could actually still slide in. But their last 2 games are LSU at home and then Tennessee on the road. Just too much of a path there. I think it's too challenging at this point to see them find a way through. So I like the money at Auburn at minus 350. In fact, I think there's probably some value there. Just not really a path forward for anybody else in the SEC right now.